In today's video, I'm going to try to build the perfect MLB All Futures baseball lineup. Now, the rules for this are simple. At the time of this recording, the player must be 25 years old or younger, and I can only use him at his primary listed position. For example, shortstop is one that I know that I have a decision to make, so I can't just take the others and move them to secondary positions, move one over to third or second or toss him out in the outfield. I don't have that option. I have to choose one. The only caveat is the DH spot. That one I can put whoever I want there. I'm fielding a full batting lineup plus a starting pitcher. We're not going to do the bullpen today. Simple enough, right? Like, subscribe, and let's get into it. I'm going to start behind the plate at catcher, where I'm taking Yainer Diaz. As of earlier this week, and for you, that probably means last week, he leads all catchers this year in batting average at 304. Literally the only qualifying catcher hitting 300. He's also top 10 in home runs, top 5 in RBI, third in on-base percentage, slugging percentage, OPS, and WAR. And he's only 25 years old. Running down the line to first base, I was stoked that this guy had not aged out. It's Vlad Guerrero Jr. He's third in all of baseball in batting average at 318. He's hit 26 dingers with 81 RBI, hovering around top 15 in both of those. He's first among first basemen in average, doubles, total bases, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, OPS, and WAR. He's thankfully, for this exercise, only 25 years old, and he's already made 4 All-Star games. He has a Silver Slugger and a Gold Glove. Not to mention, he's also finished second in MVP before in his young career. Now, second base was a struggle. I had several names that I was kicking around, and I ultimately landed on Bryce Terang. At 24 years old, he's third in all of baseball in stolen bases, most among second basemen. He's also second in WAR and triples, and he's solid everywhere else too. Top 5 in batting average and RBI, top 8 in total bases, walks, and on-base percentage, all among second basemen in Major League Baseball. Third base was hard. I kept going back and forth between Jordan Westburg and Isaac Paredes, and I think I'm going with Westburg despite the injury. Already an all-star in his first full season, he's got a slash line of 269, 317, and 497. 2 of those are good for top 4 among third basemen, as is his 815 OPS. He's also tied at the top for triples and hovering around the top 10 in basically everything else. Doubles, home runs, RBI, total bases, stolen bases, OPS, WAR. He's just really good, and he's still 25. Now, second and third base were tough. Shortstop is agony. As a Reds fan, obviously, I have a soft spot for Elly De La Cruz, who's leading the major leagues in stolen bases by over 20 bags. And Gunnar Henderson is legitimately one of the biggest superstars in baseball already. But right this second, if I have to choose one, which I do, I don't know how I'm not going to choose Bobby Witt Jr. His batting average of 352 is the best in the bigs by a lot. He's also top 3 in doubles, on-base percentage, and OPS, top 2 in triples, total bases, slugging percentage, and WAR. All of those are most among shortstops. And oh, by the way, he's also hit 25 homers, stolen 25 bases, and is solid with the glove too. He might be the American League MVP if a guy named Aaron Judge didn't exist, and he's still just 24 years old. Now I'm going out to left field, where Colton Cowser is having a solid season, but I feel like I have to go with Riley Green. His 259, 350, 475 slash line edges out Cowser, and he's right on his tail in home runs and RBI. He's top 5 in OPS and top 3 in WAR for all left fielders in baseball, and he made the All-Star team at just 23 years old. Now in center field, I thought this one was actually going to be pretty easy, but shout out to Jackson Merrill for having an amazing season, already making an All-Star team, and making this difficult on me. Still though, I feel like it's gotta be Julio Rodriguez. He was the Rookie of the Year, 2-time All-Star, 2 Silver Sluggers. He's not hitting quite as well this year as those first 2 seasons, but 263, 314, and 369 slash line, and he's basically still around top 10 in most categories among center fielders. If that's a down year at 23, the ceiling is still incredibly high. Now for right field, I had to double check this one because I could have sworn he had aged out. But Juan Soto is still 25 years old, so that's my pick. 4 Silver Sluggers, 4 All-Star games, 4 seasons getting MVP votes already, and this year, a 302, 433, 612 slash line, 36 dingers, 93 RBI, which are both top 5. He's second in OPS at 1.045 and 4th in WAR in all of baseball. Not that you can really call what he's doing under the radar, but it's certainly not getting as much love as it should because he's batting in the same lineup as Aaron Judge. At DH, one of the reasons that I said I could put whoever I wanted here is because I'm not sure that there is a full-time DH that is under the age of 25. Also, it kind of gives me a mulligan for somebody I've had to leave off the list to this point, and I feel like the most obvious name here is Gunnar Henderson. He's the best shortstop in baseball, not named Bobby Witt Jr., and they both happen to be the 2 brightest young stars in the game. He's also one of the best hitters in the league, which is kind of perfect for a DH role. His 33 home runs are 6th in the bigs, and so are his 277 total bases. He's right there in the top 10 in triples, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, OPS, top 20 in RBI, and 3rd overall in WAR. He's a superstar, and he's only 23. Now, taking the mound for this young group of stars as the starting pitcher, I had a name in mind right off the bat when I decided to make this video. And the only struggle I'm having is with sample size, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm going with Paul Skeens. He's 22 years old and only 17 games into his major league career, he's 8-2 with a 2.16 ERA. He already has 130 strikeouts, which is right near top 50 in baseball and about 10 fewer starts than the other top guys, and a 0.94 whip. If you have to be a stickler for the accumulation of innings being a qualifier, then I guess I'm going to go with Hunter Green, which is kind of a homer pick, but he is 25 years old, top 4 in ERA at 2.83, and top 10 in strikeouts and whip. So he would earn his spot, but Paul Skeens is an absolute stud. Watching him pitch takes me back to being a kid, and the only other name and human being on the planet that I can even think of making me feel what he makes me feel when I watch him pitch is Randy Johnson. Yeah. Now, my question for you in the comments section is, which one of these young stars are you most looking forward to watching over the next, decade? And while you're down there, go ahead and like the video so that YouTube knows that it doesn't suck, and subscribe to the channel so that I know you would like me to keep making more of them.